Hello and welcome to the Geek Zone. I am Will and this is World of Tanks. Now, another game sent in by Swedish. Thank you again, Swedish. He sent me quite a few replays and all of them were fantastic. So I suppose I have to show some of them. But no, Swedish again, thank you, mate. Some of your games are absolutely awesome and I love showing them because you're a fantastic player, mate. And I think the community, the Geek Zone community, can tell you that. So in the comment section below, if you guys think Swedish had a good game, please do say well done Swedish, good game man, GG, and show your appreciation for him, which is fantastic. Also guys, a little bit of an update, we just hit 100 subscribers, so thank you guys so much to the community. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. A game will be going out to a random lucky subscriber who has commented on the vlog, so that'll be going out extremely as soon as I've actually finished this video, in fact. So whoever got that, fantastic and well done. Thanks for getting me 100 subscribers, you guys have been great. And again, just massive thanks from me and Viper. You guys are fantastic. We love making videos for you, we love doing things for you, and it's awesome. Again, log into the live stream, and if you have any replays, please do send them in to the geekzone@hotmail.com. Everything will be in the description below. So yes, again, thanks guys for that. So the IS-8, Swedish's IS-8. Now, there's a few things about the Russian tanks, and includes now the Chinese tanks, that are different to all the other tanks. For instance, this pike-nosed armor. It's called pike-nosed because it's pointed, basically, as you can see there. The front armor is not flat or angled in a slant. It's more like a pike nose. It comes to like an arrow, like a point. This is very, very effective when you're pointing directly at the tank. It's not very effective when you angle your armor, because the pike nose that the tank's armor is making, so the pike nose is actually increasing the armor value dramatically of the IS-3, the IS-8, and the IS-7. That's the tanks down these lines. I think also the IS-4 has it, but off the top of my head I don't know much about that tank. But no, this tank has the pike nose, and if you angle your armor like this, as you can see, you are making this armor here more flat. So you can look at it directly and it is becoming more flat than it is like this. So you in fact decrease your armor value if you angle your armor like this than you would like this. So always try and put your armor frontal facing. If you do reckon they are aiming for your lower glacis, then try and angle slightly, because lower glacis again is a weak spot, but it is really nicely angled on this tank. So yeah, I don't know, it all depends on the penetration of the tank again. But let's go on to some of the stats of this tank. So you start with the turret. The turret is really nicely shaped. It's really oval, beautiful shape there, as you can see. That's going to be bouncing a lot of shells and increasing the armor value dramatically. But stock, it's actually 101 millimeters of turret armor on the front, 129 on the sides, and 50 on the rear. So again, if you're aiming at this tank, rear shots are preferable on the turret. Frontal shots are not preferable. Side shots, I would say, are not even. I wouldn't go for side shots, because the angle turret, the turret armor of the angle of the turret even it increases the armor dramatically. The frontal armor of the turret is incredibly angled, with it being very, very oval, and also has that mantle there, which takes up a good 25% of the surface area of the turret. So you're looking at incredibly angled frontal armor. 201 is pretty good, and also the side again is exactly the same. You have a very, very angled side armor, unless you can hit the cupola, which is absolutely tiny, so I doubt you could unless you're going proper close quarter combat with this tank. So yeah, basically the weak spots, the rear of the armor is quite weak, and the cupola, if you can shoot it. Apart from that, I think that's it. But yeah, the front mantlet is strong, very nicely angled on the front. Alright angled on the side, but very nice. Not angled, sorry, armoured on the front and the sides, but very nicely angled altogether. It's a very nicely shaped turret. The rear is mostly penetrable with most guns, of course. It's got that slight curvature and angle, so it probably could bounce a few shots, but most likely you're going to penetrate from the back. So shoot at the back. The traverse speed of the turret is 26, so you're looking at a lot better than stuff like the Moz or the E100, but this is just a tier 9 tank. But you're looking at stuff better than the E75, Moz, E100, stuff like that. It's a lot better than that. But this tank is actually quite speedy. One of the main features of the IS 3, 8 and 7 are the speed and turning of these tanks. They're some of the fastest turning tanks in the game. So they are very, very good. My friend who owns a T62A he said the tank he has the most trouble with, this is a quote, the tank he has the most trouble with actually turning and juking him is the IS-7, and it can be a big hindrance to his play. So let's get on actually to the frontal armor. The frontal armor of this tank is 120, which you're probably thinking 120, that's absolute shit, and you would be right, apart from this pike nose. The pike nose makes it so it has a really nice armor on the frontal. Actually, frontal armor on this tank is actually pretty good because of that pike nose, but it only is 120 millimeters, so you do not want to be angling this armor because they'll go straight through it. But no, it's quite nice armor with that pike nose. It's not 120 millimeters, it is more than 120 millimeters. The weak spots of this little triangle here, if you can shoot that, it's the weakest part of the armor, I think. Lower glacis, obvious, but the lower glacis does have a really nice angle. As you can see there, it's quite nicely angled there. If the tank is angled, or you can get the angle on the tank so it's like this, take your shots at these plates here, which become very flatter than they would normally. But apart from that, the pike nose is extremely effective frontal facing armor. You're going from 120 closer to 200 and above armor now with that pike nose, so incredibly effective there. Also, with it being pike nose, it also saves on weight. You're thinking 120 millimeters armor going more up to something more effective of 200. It saves a lot of weight, and so because you don't have to have that extra armor on the tank, meaning the tank can accelerate quite faster. Yeah, so frontal armor on this tank is actually pretty damn good. I wouldn't shoot it on the front. There's no point, unless you can definitely hit maybe this bot here, which I think is a weak point in this hatch. I wouldn't shoot it. If you can get around the sides, you're going to penetrate, and if you get around to the rear, penetrating, SPGs won't have massive amounts of trouble. It is quite a big target. I mean, it's as big as that Tiger 2 and the E75. It's slightly smaller than the E75. You're looking at a similar size to the Tiger 2, maybe a bit thinner, but nice target because it is a heavy tank for the artillery there. But with side armor, side armor being 80, you're looking at very nice armor here to penetrate. As you can see, it has been angled very slightly there with the angle there, but if you hit it around here, you are going to do some serious damage to the tank. Anything like across this stunt here, if you have more than 100 penetration, which most tanks do, I mean, you're in a tier 9 game here, everything in the game will have more than 100 penetration, so you can easily smack the crap out of this side there. Rear is 60, so if you are looking at the back of this turret, back of this tank even, I would shoot for the rear, the back of the turret, because it's just the most likely spot you're going to penetrate. But saying that, 60 is not a lot of armor, and you're definitely going to penetrate, even though it does have that slight angle there. Can you see it there? That's not going to do much. You're gonna, if you do shoot this part of the tank, you're gonna engine it. You're gonna do some serious damage. That's where the crew are sitting. They're sitting in here. So if you shoot this tank in the back of the back and you penetrate with something like a HE round, you're going to do some serious fucking damage to this tank. You're going to knock out its engine. You're going to maybe even catch it on fire. Might even get its ammo rack, though I do think that's placing at the front. I think it's around here or here, the ammo rack. You're going to be knocking out some serious vital systems if you penetrate that with a HE shell. Even penetrating with an AP round, you're going to damage some vital systems there. So yeah, it's pretty. The front of the armor is really nice. The sides and the rear, not so great. If you run out to an IS, I would say always go for the sides and the rear. This basically cut that tank in half and go for this side here. Again, not the best armor, but this tank is faster than most tanks. You're thinking with this tank, heavy wise, it's quick, and you got to use that extra little bit of speed. It's quick for a heavy tank. It's not quick. Okay, you got to use that extra bit of speed you're given to sort of change up your play style a little bit. You can't play it like an E75 or anything like that really. A VK 4502P, which is in the enemy team, you can't play it like something like that. It just doesn't have the side armor or the armor in general for it. So yeah, you can't really play. Getting a hull down in this tank is very, very good though. Getting a hull down it means you can use your frontal facing turret armor to bounce a lot of shots. If you can cover your lower glaciers up or even your body up, then you're going to be laughing, because this tank, a turret, is very, very bouncy. Same with the IS-3 and same with the IS-7. Extremely nice tanks. The traits of the IS-3, the IS-7 and the IS-8 are very, very similar. So if you got good playing the IS-3, you're going to be good in the IS-8 and you're going to be good in the IS-7. You may need to change your style up a little bit, but pretty much you're going to be laughing. But as Swedish gets into play, we're going to talk about the gun here. The gun is actually really nice. I like this gun. For a tier 9 gun, I don't think it's that bad at all. Aiming time of 2.9, so not the best, but alright. 2.9 seconds, not the best, but it's pretty average, I would say. Accuracy of 0.38, so this is not like a Russian tank's gun at all, really. I mean, the IS-6 has a shitty gun. As far as I know, the IS-3's accuracy of that gun's not great either. The accuracy of Russians' guns in the country spec is not great, so this tank's got a pretty nice gun for accuracy wise. 0.38 is pretty good. You're looking at a Germanish gun there. I think the Tiger 2 has a gun that's got 0.38 accuracy. I'm really not sure, but no, the accuracy of this gun's pretty good. You've got a rate of fire of 4.72, so you're looking at about 15 seconds reload there. 15 and below, nothing more than 15, I wouldn't have said. But yeah, very, very well, that's pretty much the fire rate you're getting with the IS-8, the IS-3 and the IS-7 there. It's all similar to that. As you can see, actually, the Swedish has run into a Jag Panther and a KV-3, and as we saw in Willet's E100 video, you can destroy this corner if you know how to play it. If you're on the opposing team, if you want to link to the description, you want to link to that video, and you want to watch how to play this corner in an E100 beautifully, then I'll put a link in the description below for Willet's E100 game. Fantastic play. Loads of people have watched it. Loads of people have liked it. I've got a massive amount of feedback on it. So if you want to go watch that, fantastic game there. Anyway, let's get on. The gun does 440 damage. I think he's using that gun anyway. Yep, 440 damage and a penetration of 268 from the sheet I'm actually looking at here. So very, very nice gun there. It's pretty good penetration for a tier 9, and the damage output is pretty good as well. You can do some serious. So IS 8 in front of him there, being a little bit too greedy and moving out. Oh well, as soon as I said that, Swedish moves out and gets ammo racked. But anyway, Swedish did put a shot into someone there, but his ammo rack does get hit, but he repairs it as quickly as and moves way back. I don't think he'd be making that same mistake again. This tank is really nice. You have got 1,800 hit points. I've been thinking about this tank. I'm starting to think about what sort of higher tier tanks I want. I'm up to tier 8s and tier 9s at the moment with several tanks. So I am thinking about what sort of tanks I want to start going for after I've hit tier 8. Going for the Chinese heavy. I played it in the test server and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going for that. I'm also going for the IS-7 eventually, but it's nothing on my priority list. Going for stuff like the English medium first, and maybe even going for the back chat as well. I'm more of a medium driver. This is the KV-3, which leads up to the dreaded KV-4 there. Puts a lovely shot into the front of him, and the E75 on that was platooned up. Swedish here gets the kill. So very nicely played there. 2 ISs on our team are dead, and 1 KV-3 on the enemy team is dead. And as you can see, they've actually been routed around this area here. The enemy's starting to swarm in. They've taken this position, and they're starting to come around the back of there. So Swedish is still holding onto this corner and pushing back rather nicely here. The problem with cornering in this tank is you're showing that flat edge of that pike-nosed armor. So actually going around corners, this tank can be very, very deadly. As you can see there, gets another shot put into him, or hits him at least, and he's still going for it. He still puts another shot into that tank there. There we go. I was sorry about that, guys. I just realised we were lagging a little bit there. This map's been reworked and hasn't been fully optimised, so getting a beefy gaming computer can't actually run a map. It's really fucking annoying, especially on high graphics. Right, then sticking another shot and finishing off the Tiger and the IS-8s there. Now he's finished off this corner, so he's going to leave the rest of his team to finish off the I think there might be one more tank down there, but apart from that, that's it. He's going to turn around and start helping out his mate in the E75 and this T54, both from tier 9 tanks. He runs into that Tiger 2 and puts a lovely shot into him. As you can tell, just focusing on the map where he should be going. He shouldn't need to look down the 5 line anymore, so he has to turn around, reroute, and start helping out the E75 and this T54 here. He's just backing up, taking the shots, backing out as far as he can, using the acceleration of this tank really nicely. It's the fastest, one of the faster accelerating heavy tanks, so he can poke in and out of shots very nicely. Not being greedy, not blocking people, as you can see. He's reloading, so he's moved right back out of the way of the enemy, the other 4 teammates he's got, and letting them take their shots, and not being greedy about it at all. He wants to play late game. He wants to save his HP and just play this out. He doesn't need to get all the damage. He's got a nice 3 kills at the moment, and he's reloaded now. The team moves back. The Tiger 2 gets finished off along with the IS-3, and Swedish goes up and starts moving in to take his shot that he's reloaded now. So he sees the Tiger 2 there. He goes for the kill to the cupola, nearly killing him, but very low damage roll with a 382. Actually, I'm very sorry. That was really bad damage roll. Oops, daisy. This gun does an average damage of 440, and to get a 380, that's almost a min roll. So sadly doesn't finish the Tiger 2, but they decide to make the push there, as they've noticed there's only 2 more tanks. They make the push there, finishing the Tiger 2 and going for the E75, finishing him up very nicely. As you can see, there is only, I think that's a Sherman, no, a Patton there. Not Sherman, what am I on about? That's like tier 5. Finishes off the Patton that only has 6 more HP and starts going towards the cap. There is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemy tanks left against the yep, they've actually leveled out the game here. It's 5v5 now. To cover himself from the right side, Swedish decides to go down here. He puts a shot into that T54E1. I'm really looking forward to getting that tank as well in the future, and rams him for a finishing kill, and gets his 6th kill and a top gun of the game. So the track gets repaired. He rolls back around the corner and starts heading towards the cap. They need to do something dramatically here. He does see the French and he finishes him off with an absolutely fantastic shot, stopping the cap, burning it back down to around just below 30, and killing the AMX AC-48, getting his 7th kill. Fucking beautiful shot there. Didn't need a lot of damage. Got the accuracy of the gun to actually do shots like that now, and beautiful shot there. Fucking brilliant. So they're still capping. The team needs to do something. They've actually stopped around this corner, and luckily Swedish is here to move up and take the shots and put him into it. Brings it back, the cap back down to 40 as he puts a shot into that Tiger 2, bringing him to 4 health. He's got to be a little bit careful here. He's only on 900 health, so he has lost about half of it. Finishes off that Tiger 2. The cap's pretty much sorted now. His team's outnumbering the tank destroyer there, and he gets finished off by his platoon partner in the E75. That's had also a pretty good game there with 4 kills as well. So there's 1 tank left, the M12's left, so he's going to turn around and start going for the M12 here. But again, very nice play at the end there. Swedish grasping a victory off the claws of defeat, and beautifully played in his IS-8 there. Holding back, not showing too much of your side armor, definitely ducking in and out, because this tank is really good at city maps. I mean, I've seen quite a few replays and people play it on live streams where they've played it beautifully in city maps, but not too shabby at all there on this map at all, mate. That was fantastic. So the IS-8, do you love it? Do you hate it? Well, let's gonna have a look at some stat screens to see what Swedish thinks of this tank. Well, as you can see, he had a camo on the tank, so I reckon he likes it quite a lot. He's got 5.7k damage. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. He had a lovely 2,200 experience on that. A Top Gun, a Confederacy, and a is that a Brothers in Arms or a crucial contribution? I think that's a Brothers in Arms there, so very nice play. He actually got a crucial contribution there, so brilliant crucial contribution there. His team played all really well, and a fantastic play. That's awarded to a platoon with at least 12 enemy tanks destroyed in 1 battle. Each platoon receives this title. fantastic, getting a crucial contribution. That is quite a rare medal to get there, and fantastic game. He also got the sniper and a defender medal for taking out those tanks at the end and saving the game for his team. At least I reckon he saved his team. There may be a bit of discussion about that in the comment section. Getting 2,200 XP on this tank and not actually receiving a any master badge at all, not even a 3rd class, is pretty unusual actually. He again, I would say this was a fantastic game and a lot of XP to get, so people must have had a fantastic run in this tank and people must be getting huge amounts of scores with it. But it's actually a Radley Walters medal there, so he got his Top Gunner Radley Walters and the crucial contribution, defender, and a sniper medal. Very, very well done there, sniper, what the fuck, Swedish there, with a massive 5.7k damage. And let's go have a look at how his team did. So obviously he was the top damage on the team, doing huge amounts of damage, 3.5k and 3.4k off that IS-3, IS-8 even, and the E-75, his platoon partner, was incredible. Those both are fantastic scores, something to be very, very proud of, and insane amounts of XP from all the top 3 tanks there. The T-54E1 there with a good amount of damage there, as well as the AMX AC and the Type 59. Again, good scores, but sadly not good enough. So 17 shots fired, direct hit 17 and penetration 16, so that means a fantastic amount of accuracy being put into this gun here. As I told you earlier, this gun has a pretty good accuracy of 0.38, and very, very nicely placed shots, of course, by Swedish. That penetration of 268, I think it was, definitely helps. The damage of again 5.7k is insane. A potential damage of 1.6k. So he only lost about half his health in this game. So obviously the damage is the penetration, the armor of this tank is can't be that bad at all. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not as good as other tanks, or the E-75 or the E-100. It is still very, very good. The frontal armor is still very, very good. Don't get me wrong at all. 52,000 credits earned and 78 earned altogether. So 52 profit with 2,500 XP. With no boosts and no events. Again, that's fantastic play there. Very, very well played, Swedish. Again, fantastic game. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to send me in any replays, please send them to thegeekzone@hotmail.com. That'd be fantastic. Also, give us a like and subscribe. As you can see, we're starting to get some more people subscribing now, which is excellent to see. And again, keep sharing the videos, send them to your friends, get them to come to the channel. If you like these videos, maybe they'll like them as well. And again, guys, thanks for all your support. It's fantastic to have your support. So please do go to our Facebook as well. I'll get more things going as well, more competitions, game giveaways and stuff like that, especially in the live streams. If you want to do, visit our live streams at twitch.tv//thegeekzone, sorry. It'll be in the description below, as well as our Facebook and my Twitter. So if you want to hear me ramble on about random shit all day and get the latest World of Tanks news and updates, please go to our Facebook and the Twitter. Anyway, I am Will. Thanks for watching. Well done, Swedish, and I'll see you tomorrow.